Hello everyone and welcome to
MyGirls&I.
On today's episode, we'll be talking about maternity leave experience here in Canada. And we meet today are my lovely sisters.
Yep.
With exception of myself.
You're lovely too,
No, I'm lovely, but what I mean is on this topic, I'll be asking them questions. As I do not have maternity leave experience here in Canada. I took maternity leave, but I was not paid. Very painful. But I'll just get to the topic. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us again. Please stay to the end of the episode. Thank you. Okay, so I'll be starting today with Becky. So, what was going through your mind when you found out that you were pregnant? And how did you decide on taking maternity leave?
Okay. I'm just going to assume that we're talking about Canada, right?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Because
Canada.
my first was in Nigeria and I had my business, so I had the opportunity to take whatever time I wanted. It was based on my decision for the length. But here in Canada, at first when I got here and I heard about the maternity leave, I was wowed. Like, wow, you have the opportunity to be home with your child 1 year or 18 months, because you have the option to choose either 1 year or 18 months. That was really fascinating to me. I was excited to experience that, and there was the condition of you must have worked at least 600 hours and all of that before you qualify for the pay during the maternity leave. But hearing about the whole package was really fascinating and interesting for me, because we didn't have that kind of thing in Nigeria. So yeah, that was how I felt. I was excited to go into it, looked forward to it.
Yeah, and that would be because you also had experience in Nigeria before coming here to Canada, so it will make more sense to you than someone who has experience just mainly Canada. They don't understand, they can't relate. Lucky you. Lucky you. For example, now let me just chip this in. For my first, I took 3 more maternity leave, but I had to go early. So when I got back, my baby was still quite young, maybe 2
So you were
months.
entitled to 3 months
3 months, and I went earlier
before you had
before I had the baby.
And that counted as part of the 3
Of
months.
course.
Wow.
It was not free. So by the time I came back and I needed more time, I had to take leave without pay. So lucky you. I'll go to Kelechi because you had your baby here, so yeah.
You knew about the...
Yeah, you already know about it.
Okay,
I'll just yes,
yes.
since you also had your first in Nigeria and you had your second year, so you'll be able to say what went through your mind, or did that ginger you to say let's have the second one?
We're always going to have the second one anyway. But it was quite interesting to hear, because in Nigeria people just take 3 months maternity leave and they're back to work. They've not gotten themselves back before they return. So getting here and hearing the benefits and all of that, I was like, oh wow, that gives the mother more room to get well. The baby is already like, and then the bond that they're sharing that period. So you build a lot of bond with your baby, and then you're well fit enough to return back to work. So it was quite interesting, and I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I will agree with that. Okay, so my next question is to Simi. Can you walk us through your experience with EI, maternity benefit in Canada, and what was it what you expected?
Okay, so EI is employment insurance, and it felt like free money, even though it's not free, because as you work, especially in either the private or the public sector, I only think it's not paid if you are self-employed, because they are not taking it out. So it's almost like you're paying insurance. And when it's time, when you've, like Becky said, you have to bank certain number of hours. As at when we were giving birth, I don't know now, it was 600 hours. So it was exciting to say, yeah, I'm not going to work, but I'm still, like the people that in Nigeria said, if you will take more than 3 months, then you're not getting paid. But if you decide to take 1 year, you get paid. If you decide to take 18 months, you get paid. So I would think that what influenced my decision to take 1 year is also the payment frequency. So if you take 1 year, it's paid at, you get more, because the time is shorter than 18 months, so you tend to get more. And then I just didn't think that I've needed 18 months, because as we go on, you find out that for some of us, that 1 year felt like a long stretch, and we couldn't wait to reduce it. Maybe after my third, if I had the opportunity, 18 months would have been a bad idea. But yeah, so with EI, it really helps to, you know, pay the bills, because it's a 2-income household. So imagine you're taking 1 year and nothing is coming from one. It will be a stretch, even though what you get is still. So for me, I was working with the private sector. It's just 55% of what, to the maximum of 55% of what you are earning. But if you are working with the government or some other organizations, they also pad it up to maybe 90 or 80%. So you don't even feel like you are missing anything. But in my own case, it was just 55%.
So I'm not going to have fault like this.
We are cheering you on.
Yes, you need it.
I'm going to have fault so that I can enjoy it. That's the only thing that I
Sorry.
it's so painful.
It's not too late.
No, but I don't want to have fault.
We are here. We are here.
But if they ask me what did I miss that I would have loved, that I enjoy, it's not maternity leave. But when I think about, is it what it? Maybe God, except God says otherwise. But yeah.
Amen.
So Sade, do you want us? Definitely yours will not be the same with Simi. So do you want to walk us through your EI maternity benefits?
I think the only addition I would have is, so I was one of those people who were entitled to the top up, I think for my second and third. You've accrued 600 hours, then the government's employment insurance EI will pay you 55%. I forget what the percentage addition my employer was adding for some. I think with the third, I think I was entitled to 17 weeks. I think it was less for my second, and then during that transition period, during the period between my second and third, it had increased to 17 weeks. So it's nice to have that buffer, like Sine said, to be able to support the family when you take advantage of it. And it also helps you to relax through that period, because it helps you to focus on that bonding. It helps you to focus on what you should be doing for that period. Simi has said something about how, like, when you're looking at it before you get into it, you're like, a whole year, what will I do this period? And then you close your eyes and open it, 6 months have gone by. You know, I was telling Kelechi earlier today, like, when I was rejoicing about my baby's current age, and she's like, oh, so that means you have so number of months. I said, please, can we separate the age of this child from how many months I have left, please? Because you want to be excited about the age of the child, but then you don't remember that means I'm going back to work soon. You know, so it's nice to have that time period to be able to bond. What somebody was explaining about, you're getting the same amount whether you get 12 months in total. Whether you stay for 12 months or 18 months, you're still getting that same amount. They'll just prorate it for the amount of months. So you either get maybe 55% or 33%.
So why didn't you go for the 18 months?
So this is my thoughts, that at least you're entitled to 12 months or 18 months. For the financial piece, I chose 12 months. You do have the option to extend it to the 18 months even though you've chosen 12 months, if I understand it well, you just won't get paid for the remaining time. So I thought if I desperately need the extra time, it might be worth it to make the sacrifice, financial sacrifice, you know. But I would hate to already have committed myself to 18 months, be ready to return after 12 months and not be able to because I'm not finished collecting my money. So that was my logic. I also have that sentiment of, you know, I remember I was saying to you, I don't know if you guys remember, before I started the leave, that I would want to take my, you know, my full 18 months. So I think I like the idea that I have that option still available to me, but I'm not stuck with 18 months.
Yeah, maybe I should also mention that for my second, because I got a better offer while on maternity leave before the time ended. I cut the maternity leave short and I didn't get the full payment. So that's one thing to.
So it was worth it because you got a better job.
It was worth it because I got a better job. It wasn't worth it because I didn't get my money in full. So I just spent, I think, 8 months. So I had a 4 months backlog. But once you start earning, that one stops. So that's the thing. So I'm just backing up. If you don't need the 18 months and you take the 18 months, remember you are paid at 33%. If you decide to go at 1 year, you have cut whatever you can get back.
Thank you for adding that, because I didn't even know that you lose all the money.
Or lose the remaining benefits.
That's an important information for people to bear in mind.
But one beautiful thing here is also that if you want to cut that 12 months short and you give them a call, they still give you a room, because it's possible that you go after 2 weeks and you see that it's not working, you can come back. But after that window period, then you just continue and you stop earning. Yes. So they have that window too. So in case maybe you find something and you break it and you feel after 2 weeks it's not working, you can still go back.
Something else they do, because you're supposed to report every 2 weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes you just set it on auto when you know you're. So the idea is you're reporting if you receive any other income.
Yeah.
So something else they will do with that is if you do maybe some kind of job, maybe not your official work, that earns you a certain amount, but not up to a certain amount, they will now they will balance out. Okay, you've earned. We would have paid you this amount, but you've earned this amount, so we'll just pay you this left.
Yeah.
You really should have a fourth. We're teaching you.
Thank you. You're teaching the audience. Thank you very much. Okay, so Kelechi, this question is for you. How did your workplace support you during your pregnancy and maternity leave?
During my pregnancy
And maternity
leave.
Yeah.
So, in my workplace, the moment you mention that you are pregnant and expecting, well, to your superior, they then tell you that while you're pregnant, you have benefits of, if you're not feeling up to it, maybe you know how pregnant women feel, right? So you can just work shorter hours. You have this much leave that you can use, just allot it to this particular leave. So, and then they tell you, not only you receiving EI, because I work in the public sector, so they also support with allowance as well too. But you can also decide not to apply for the allowance, but it's up to you. Well, who would want to miss that? So they tell you that, you have the option to apply for the allowance or not. I opted for that part. That's one of the ways they supported me. So I didn't feel like as if I missed a lot on my paycheck. So this week EI is paying me, that's employment insurance is paying me. The next week my office is paying me. So it was like every week I was receiving something from either of the two.
Well, that's a good one. That's a good one. Maybe I should.
For me, because I had experience in, so the first one and the third one, the middle one, I don't want to say it's a COVID baby because it was running COVID. But my first employer, I felt really supported. It was a one-man business, but she really supported me. They're always bringing me lunch. Always, maybe that was why I had gestational diabetes. No kidding. Always bringing me lunch. Would check, is your chair okay? Do you want? In fact, they brought exercise ball. Like in the office, I felt really supported.
So you had a female employer?
I had a female employer, so I pretty much worked till. In fact, everybody was like, go and rest, go and rest, go and rest. I'm like, I have energy, let's keep going. Because I felt really, really supported. If I'm not up to it, she understands. And funny enough, our mom too came from their country, and she will make sure I eat. She will make sure I sit. She will make sure I put my leg up. It was just good. It didn't day like that for the other employer, because I don't want to be gender biased, but
it's clear, like it's very obvious.
I think so, because I think also sometimes the gender also plays a role in them understanding the period. So I did not feel supported at all for my third pregnancy, that even though I could push myself to work, when it became almost like I wasn't happy going to work, because there's some things. Have you started working and you just close your eyes, because it won't open? It happened around the 7 months, 8 months mark, so I was almost due. And in fact, I got written up. I'm like, I've worked here for like 3 years. I've never had any issue. You can see my belly is big, my legs are swollen. I asked. Yes, I asked for support to say, okay, if you guys want me to be standing up, can you get an extra guy? They said, no, I have to get you my money. I said, In fact, at the point, I had to go and Google what are my rights at the workplace as a pregnant woman. And I saw, but I didn't want to go through all of the processes, because up until then it had been a good rapport and relationship. So what I just did was I went and before that, because I always carry big, my babies are always big, so like when I'm working, it's described as waddling.
Penguin style.
Penguin, like that's, if I'm also with just this was like somebody used to work like this because my babies are big. So I just went and told my doctor what was happening, and my doctor said, is your boss a male or female? I said male. He said, go on, I'm going to give you medical leave, just go on medical leave. And I had to, so I had 1 full month before, and she had been offering me, my gynae had been offering me, both my family doctor, my gynae, and saying, go on matter, we can go on medical leave, but I didn't have the knowledge that medical leave is different from maternity leave. So I thought that if I went, they would take it out of my 1 year, and I want my full 1 year. It was later when HR was explaining to me, say, no, your 1 year is maternity leave, and CRE was explaining to me that maternity leave starts from when you give birth to the baby. So I just want to put it out there. You can take I think from 25 weeks or something, I think Becky can speak more on that. You can take if your employer is not understanding or cooperative, and you physically, because your body is doing a lot of work. If you physically cannot do it legally, you can get a medical note from your doctor, and you can go enjoy your baby in the bun, in the belly.
Do you guys have union in your office?
No, it's not unionized, so I guess that's why. Although eventually when I came back, I got to hear that, because it didn't understand the process, and that seemed to blow. In fact, I felt like it's going the extra mile to kind of make up that period to me, which I really appreciate. So I could forgive that because it was totally ignorance. But if you're experiencing that, there's no need to go to work and go to the bathroom and be crying, because normally you're not even upset, you can just be crying because you're just crying. But if you feel like you're not being supported enough, maybe the hours of sitting down is telling on your body or your physique, you can always get a medical note from your doctor and enjoy at home.
Thank you for sharing. I just want to say that I don't think that maternal support from either male and something is a male or a female. Sometimes female, sometimes They are not.
That's why I said I didn't want to be gender biased. But you know why I had to say it? Because my doctor even asked, is he male or female? I said male. I said that's why they don't understand what you're doing.
Your doctor is asking because they must have had those.
So that's why I feel like they must have. So that's why maybe
because I know if female and they are not even that caring.
It's few.
Huh?
You don't. I don't think
they are not
as
a lot,
female, if you've gone through that process.
Yeah, they've gone through and they were not that caring.
I mean, Nigeria. The thing we have to bear in mind that Nigeria's
culture.
Yeah, the culture for a pregnant woman is to push through.
Yeah.
Is to push through. They don't really accommodate you know, at the moment you want to be weak, even
you feel like you're lazy.
Maybe we've gone through
exactly.
So even that's the nurses as well too.
Yes, that's culture. And then of course another thing with employers is how maybe profit driven are they, how result driven they are. The moment they can see you as an inhibition, if that is their goal. But the ones that are people oriented are are more sensitive or I guess more caring to now say, oh, you are dealing with something. So that we might then find a man maybe whose wife went through pregnancy and so they understand when enough to be able to.
Not to divert, when you mention inhibition at work and how some employers are goal driven and just made me remember when during my NYC period, because I got married before I went for NYC. And the first place of, what do they call it? Is it
PPA?
Yes, PPA. When I reported and they liked me, the HRE liked me. I was like, why do we even need to go through the interview process? Maybe just to know So she was really happy, and then she started talking about my personal life. Oh, what is your life like? Are you married? Told her I'm married. Okay. I hope you are not deciding to get pregnant in the next 2 years.
Wow. Because it will be an inconvenience to us.
Wow.
So let us know now before we make that decision. I said, I don't know what my body I'm sorry, you can't decide that for me. Like,
and in Canada, you're not allowed to ask those kinds of things.
You're not allowed to ask.
Yeah. I would like to add about the office accommodation and all of that. Is my office is really good at accommodating you, like the way it depends on how your body, and if whatever you need to help you do the job better and feel okay, they will provide and assist for you. And I just want to add for the women out there that listen to your body.
Yeah, advocate for yourself.
And because sometimes we want to form, I'm a strong woman, and you are going through pain, you are going through a lot of things. Listen to your body. My first pregnancy here, that was for my second child. It was so strange the way I was feeling. I was feeling really sick, and it was
totally different from.
It was totally different from my first. For my first, I was strong all through. There was no vomiting and all of that, but this one was so different, and I kept going to the doctor. At first they put it off as, oh, it's just pregnancy symptoms, pregnancies are different, but this one was just different. I could not walk. And my place of employment at that time, they gave me leave without pay because they didn't know what was happening, but I was just taking time off, and they gave me the first 1-2 months I had leave without pay. But I kept working. I had to work because the bills are there, you have to pay, right? But I kept going to the hospital, and at some point when we found out what was actually wrong, it was more than pregnancy, it was something else entirely. And at that time when they saw that I could not work anymore, thank God for the opportunity to get the medical leave. So the medical leave, at least if you can take that from 25 weeks of pregnancy, you will continue to get the EI. And it's not counting as your maternity leave. The maternity leave starts on the day the child is born.
So that's like a different type
of... It's a different type of medical leave.
So it's like EI, because I know someone told me there's EI sickness.
Yes, medical. So listen to your body.
If I don't, I would have gone.
Don't listen to your body. Don't push. Don't overwork yourself, because everybody reacts to pregnancy in different ways. it's not a sign of weakness if you take your rest.
You are not lazy.
You are not lazy. It's just that your body is working.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just to clarify, when you said, so I know that you have to make up certain number of hours. So for that medical leave now, how is that done? Do you need to make up, or it's just automatically there?
No, so I
you
do
to
not
be
think
used
you need hours for
that.
medical leave, but it also, there's a limit to what you can take per year.
Yeah.
Because I remember that after I took that medical leave and then went on mat leave, and I had to go back for another type of surgery, and I called them, they're like, yeah, you still have till December 31st on your medical leave. So I think it's a yearly thing. So I think there's also a duration, but maybe they've calculated it properly. That's why they said from 25 weeks till 40 weeks that you get the burnout, it doesn't affect your full 1 year. At least I don't know for 18 months, but for the full 1 year, it doesn't affect the pay.
Okay.
But all of this information is available on the
And you can call them.
You can call to ask and clarify.
Also.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing, because I don't have.
Sorry to also add, like EI, they are so good at helping you through the process. So don't get overwhelmed with, oh, am I going to fill all of this form? They are so good in guiding you. Just give them a call. They are really good at answering your questions, guiding you through the process. Yeah.
Thank you very much, ladies. I'm sure our audience have really learned a lot. Even I myself have learned a lot today.
Body number 4.
You found my case, but God is on my side. Did you face any challenges during your maternity leave that you were not prepared for? Kelechi,
I did not. That's why I'm shaking my head.
you did not?
Yeah.
Me, I did. I did.
Share with us.
I will share. And so again, 1 year, a full 1 year, not having the pressure of that I have to wake up early because I have to be at work and I have to plan, and then I'm getting paid. Wow, I'm going to. It's a
Leave your baby girl
you
alone.
know. My brothers and my sisters, in that regard, it's a scam. Scam in the sense that, in fact, you tend to do, I believe that you tend to do more work in that period. And it's a scam in the sense that, because I myself that's taking a maternity leave thought that, you can imagine what my spouse would think and what people around you would think. Because they are waking up, they are going to work. So there's an expectation that you are at home, there's no pressure of you are preparing for work the next day. But it didn't day like that. Because number one, that your baby.
Has his own plan of his own.
You don't mean that you are not going to sleep throughout the day so that I can have my time. So I find out that you almost even often work more during the maternity leave because of the expectation that is set on you. You want to help people that are going to work prepare. If your kids are going to school, you want to take that to say, okay, spouse, go to work, I'll drop off, I'll pick up. In fact, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. So that is to say that if you can get help, like your parents can come, they are able to do it, so that you can take some time. Because I was watching Kelechi and she was saying that you have time to bounce back and go back to work. You mean you were able to bounce back in a year?
I was comparing that to the Nigerian experience.
That one vis-a-vis, but that I'm so passionate about it because you will go back to work and you're like, what's going on? Am I back here? What am I doing? So yeah, we need to put that awareness out there, because you might not really have that baby girl lounging thing, except you have enough support around you that you can actually take time for yourself and nurture yourself. Thank you. I hope with these few points of mine, I have been able to convince and not confuse you that it could be a scam in that regard. Beware. Takers beware.
Just to add, but this is not during the maternity leave, it was when I returned to work.
Shocking.
Because you know, when you return to work, you've been gone for a long period, they have to do that onboarding process again with you. I was sleeping my I was, because yes, your routine has changed.
You can decide to not
So
sleep on time.
when you return back to work, you are not yet fully in that mood, that work mood. It will take you some time to adjust, your body to adjust to that mood. So I was like, ah, God, is this how
It was a struggle.
it was a struggle.
You can't relate. We are waiting for you.
I totally can. I'm just remembering after my second when I went back to work briefly, and they were like, oh, how is it? How does it? I said, it's good to be back. It felt like I was escaping.
Yeah.
What happens is, I think we confuse our flexibility for availability.
Yeah.
We think because we don't have to do this at so time.
Yes,
we can do
flexibility.
everything. Yes. That's the big mistake. I don't know if it has happened to anyone that by the time the others are returning back home, I remember a number of times I will feel embarrassed because I haven't finished my long list of things I was supposed to do.
That one, sorry to cut you, and that's even if you finish that thing you got to, it almost feels like you have gone to work. So you expect that as you are coming, take the baby, let me free myself. But you have been at home all day. Why am I resuming?
Yeah. So that's your time is fluid, but it cannot accommodate everything.
Yeah.
And there are lofty plans they have. Lofty. Oh, many things that we plan to use the time, and some people get to do them because I guess if you quickly put some structure to it and just take it as, oh, this is I guess if you put some structure to it, right, what that does is that it takes advantage of you have more control. So I imagine that there are certain people who are able to get things done, but it's not as straight. Yes.
You have to have put that structure of support in place.
Yeah, it's not that
because
straightforward.
The reason they are giving you that maternity leave is for you to bond with the baby. And so if you go in laser focused on your baby, you almost do not have any more time, because at that time you're not taking the baby to the daycare. So you are, and I find out that that's why if you don't have support, that time would also choke you. If you are like a career person that is used to going out, now you are kind of restricted day in, day out. There's no difference between Monday and Sunday and Saturday because you're at home with the baby. I find out that at some point I was getting so aggressive. I was getting so aggressive because everybody has gone, hey, bye, you're at home with the baby, you're trying to clean up, you're trying to
had a sensible adult conversation.
No adults. So I had to, my husband had to look for something. I think it was like, just go. And my mom was around, so I could leave the baby. I could go around, shop, be going around shop. And
when Shade was saying lofty ideas, I just remembered, because we did the maternity at the same time.
Yes. We did not. All the three of us.
We said that I was going to come and see you. I was going to go out, go to the park.
That was the plan.
Till tomorrow, I could do the plan till tomorrow. Including
with the 1 year baby. That did not.
Oh my goodness. I remember that the plan was how they would only the three of them in the living room together.
They were awesome.
Is it you that you struggle to pack lunch for the one going to school, pack for husband? By the time they're back, you've not even had your shower. Now where do you want to find time to go?
Yeah, it's just to
tie
it all together that time, because most babies don't sleep all through the night. So it's like you're awake at night. You have to wake up early to get the others out of the door to go to school or daycare. And then you're back home. While the baby is napping in the morning, you want to quickly do the dishes, you want to do this, do that.
You want them to come back home.
So yeah, exactly. You want them to come back home and make food. There's so much to do. and it's just a lot. So there's this thing of sleep while the baby is sleeping. Sometimes it's not easy to do, but if you are able to do it, please take it. Because those
sleep
little
off while the baby is sleeping. So while the sleep is hard, but if you sleep off, God has helped you.
yeah, just try to rest, because it's actually more work while you're at home. There's greater expectation, and you also put a lot of expectation on yourself. Just try as much as possible to manage everybody's expectation. Husbands, know that even as your wife is at home, it's not like she's resting.
She's working 8 hours, 12 hours also.
And she has been with the baby. When you come back, please relieve her for a few hours. It will go a long way
to get the sanity back.
Help.
One thing I find out one of my colleagues did though was that they had planned it in such a way that his wife, my colleague is the husband, his wife took 10 months maternity leave, and then went back to work after 10 months, and he took 2 months. I was like, that's so balanced. That's so balanced. So he also could experience what it means to stay at home all the 8 hours while I am away at work. I never thought about it like that, but it also is a bonding time for him. And if you could do that,
to add to that, while before delivery, discuss it with your husband, because while doing the application you have the opportunity to put that
to split
it, because you can't take all of the
and then
12 months and then want your husband later. So it has to be at the planning stage. So discuss it. If it's something you want to, some share 6 months, some depending on how it works for you, but discuss it. And it's also a very good option to have it balanced.
Thank you very much for sharing, and this will be we're rounding up now. So please, do you want to share with us your perspective on work-life balance, the balance that did not really balance? But I still want to hear your opinion on it. That how has work-life balance changed since becoming a parent? Just one word or one sentence. Let's round up now.
I think my own thing is, I remember that before the kids, even at work, my phone can be. I already generally have the reputation for not having my phone with me. But with the moment I started having kids, the period they are away from me and away from their dad, my mind is I have to have my phone just in case anybody calls. So that just was telling me that while I'm trying to focus on work, a part of me remains open for them. So I'll let the others get into deeper things, but that was a big adjustment for me, because I just liked, I don't know where my phone is, but the moment I'm away from them, it's like I need to have, school can call, daycare can call, I need to be available for that.
Okay. Kelechi.
One word.
One sentence.
Is how we've been able to balance. There's no balance. Unbalance. If there's imbalance.
But how have you been managing the unbalance?
How have I been managing? Maybe trying to have a schedule for yourself and for the family too as well too. Schedule helps a lot. And then support from your husband as well.
Becky?
One thing for me is I separate everything. When I'm working 100%. And when I'm at home, I'm at home.
But when you're working at home?
When I'm working at home and it's my work hours, I am working. When I'm off work, I am off work. There's no overlap of it. Like, I learned that from my dad. Like, once he gets home, everything about work is done in the office, and when he gets home, he's at home. So that's also one thing. So it helps to give your best to every of those things, because there's no balance. Like, there's no way you can balance or juggle things. One thing must always give for the other. So, but when I'm working, because this is the time I'm employed for, I am working. I cannot combine childcare and working. I cannot separate it. And then when I'm at home with the kids, I'm at home. Work is not there.
Okay.
My one sentence: this world is not my room. Because inside joke, I just used to say maybe Jesus should just come because it's a lot. I hear Becky say that, but I know some people that can't really separate work from home because of the nature of their job. You know, there are some roles that you are that once you close from work, you can close from work.
Yeah.
There are some roles that you have to be by your phone. You have a presentation tomorrow that you have to work on outside of work hours. But I just would say that the balance for me would be encouraging myself and saying you're doing your best. Because it didn't balance. It's not balance. It's not balancing. There's no will balancing. At this point, especially because it's so difficult to outsource a lot of things. Maybe if we can outsource, there will be more balance. But as it is, this world is not our home. So whatever it comes to, we take it as we say. But I guess the comfort is you pat yourself on the back and say you are giving your best at how much you can give it. However, you are trying.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. For myself, since I'll just say that every point in time, determine what is essential at that time.
Yeah.
Life is not balanced, just like multitasking is a lie. It's a scam. So life is not balanced, but what you can do is picking what is essential part time. Okay, at this point in my life, this is what is important, and focus on that. And the Lord will keep helping each and every. It's not easy having family with not so many support, but with God's help, God's grace, planning, schedule has really helped. And you just determine as a family, this is what we are focusing on, this is what we are focusing on at this time. I believe in all of that is going to help us to manage that work-life balance that we are talking about in this particular question. So that is the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. There were a lot of things to learn from this episode. So
sorry before you end.
Okay.
We are here telling you the truth because I did not think that the older generation told us the truth about this adulthood, about marriage, about hard work that you have to put into being intentional. So you are welcome because you are helping.
you know what? I think maybe I want to not really support them, but I think many of them were not exposed to this level of we so involved working and also motherhood.
I think they had help too, though.
And they had help, and we are
younger
doing
siblings staying at home at least.
So so I guess that's
because I remember your mother-in-law would say, the Proverbs 31 woman, she wakes up and assigns tasks. I want to be that Proverbs 31 woman because I want to be assigning tasks. Auntie, you are sweeping, you are cooking, I can function in that office very well. So maybe that's why they could not even relate. Because I remember my mom always, sorry to bring us up, my mom always saying, immediately she got married, the younger was 2 already from our own side, another 2 from the husband's side. We didn't have the luxury of that. So maybe that's why they could not really tell us that this is the amount of work and there's no work-life balance. And just remember to tell yourself you are doing good. So we are helping you, especially if you are coming to the diaspora. We have told you the truth. It didn't easy, but it's worth it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and that is the end of this episode. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. So see you in the next episode. Bye.